And right now we are tracking a developing story in El Paso.
Yeah, we're working to figure out why the FAA initially announced its airspace would be closed for 10 days, only to reopen it hours later.
It led to confused calls between pilots and air traffic control.
What is this we're hearing about a TFR?
And it's till the 21st, ground stop basically, no air traffic.
Very interesting, okay.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy initially blamed a drone incursion by a Mexican cartel, but multiple sources tell the Associated Press the Pentagon was planning to test a laser to shoot down drones, but failed to notify the FAA, and that's what ultimately led the agency to close El Paso's airspace.
Let's give you a look at the landscape in West Texas. The red circle there shows where flights were restricted this morning. Right in the middle is El Paso International and Fort Bliss. This sparked, like we said, a lot of confusion, and we've brought in Jason Whiteley to help clear it all up.
You know, Jason, you've spent years reporting on aviation issues. I mean, just how uncommon is a 10-day closure?
Uncommon is not the word. It's unprecedented is how uncommon this thing is here. This is an extraordinary move that the government made. Last time I can think of, and you may remember this, last time an airport in a decent-sized American city was closed this long was New Orleans Airport during Hurricane Katrina in 2005. It was closed for 9 days, I believe. So that's how big of a deal this is. No,
that had to do with damage.
That was a weather incident. $55 million of damage there. This is something completely different. This is a political issue. And sources on Capitol Hill in D.C. are telling me that the bottom line here, this is a lack of coordination between the military and the FAA. If there's testing of lasers to be done, why wasn't it done on the north side of Fort Bliss? There's a lot more questions to answer here too. But what came as a surprise, not just to us and to the pilots we heard there
and
talking
to
air traffic
officials.
control, City of El Paso didn't know about it.
Right.
There's no indication the state of Texas knew about this. Not to mention hundreds of people across the country trying to get there to this gateway city who couldn't get there for hours.
Yeah, we heard from the mayor of El Paso earlier saying this should have never happened.
It shouldn't have happened, and it's much less likely to happen in other places like DFW or maybe Love Field. If you think about it, El Paso, if you've ever flown in there, I'm sure you guys have flown in there, the airport is just on the south side of Fort Bliss, one of the largest military installations in the United States. The Mexican border is 4 miles south, so it sits in a unique area there. There's plenty of room to do all types of military testing around there. White Sands Missile Range is not too far away.
Mexico.
Almost 1 million acres up there to test these weapons. So there's a lot more questions than answers. One congressman told me, a Republican congressman said, the 10-day closure by the FAA was, quote, a terrific mistake.
Well, we will have a lot more coverage tonight at 10. Our thanks to you for the context, Jason. And we had live team coverage of the FAA alert on your social feeds today. We heard from impacted travelers, the impact on El Paso, and the confusion between pilots and air traffic controllers. Make sure to follow us on your socials to get news to your feed.